So it's adventure time once again. We are out here. We're going to do the Crown Jewels section of the Foothills Trail. I got 3 days to get this thing done. The weather is phenomenal. We are in May. High temperatures over the weekend are going to be in the 60s, 70s, lows in the upper 40s and 50s. So great weather, late spring weather here. So I'm just heading up to the trail now. I got to get to this little off-road section here. So we get up here, hit the parking lot, and get on the trail. We're going to be doing a little over 8 miles today. I might do a little more depending on how quickly we get there. And then we got 2 11-mile days that we got to do to get to the other side before we're going. So it's going to be a total of 31 or 32 miles. I don't know, you can add up the numbers I just said. So yeah, it's a little over 30 miles over the next 3 days. I got to hike. It shouldn't be too bad, except with the weather being nice. This is supposed to be the nicest section of this whole trail. This whole trail, there's a through hike that is 70 plus miles long. And that takes about a week. All right, showing the road. Entrance is a little staircase. The Foothills Trail. Parking lot's right down there. See my truck down there. It's right off the side here. So we got 30 miles. Wife will be picking me up on the other side, driving me back here. Seem to really like the stairs. Wow, the famous words of that 80s aerobic instructor lady. I can't remember her name right now. It's about to get physical. I don't know if you guys can hear this creepy tree up here. Freaked me out. It sounded like a bear ground. Let's see if I get to the creek. I see what it is. It's this tree right here. Deadfall. It's leaning against those two. It's gonna fall over eventually. First campsite. About 2.1 miles in. It's not too bad. 2.1 miles, 814 feet of elevation. There's a little bit of climbing all those stairs, but it's actually a pretty sweet campsite. I mean, you got spot staying hammock, some flattish ground. I guess right there would be your flattest area. Nice breeze blowing up here, depending on if that's what you want at this time of year. Yeah, so this is 2.19 miles in from the horse pasture road entrance is what I'll call it. Not too bad. That's where you can get your first campsite. So would I take my kids on that hike? I think I could do the miles. The only part of that hike that I was going to start bringing my younger kids up here is the first part's really narrow and it's kind of soft. So if they're, jumping around and goofing off like they like to do, they could fall over. That would be my only worry up there. But other than that, I think I could make this if I wanted to do a little backpacking trip up here. It wouldn't be too bad. All right, let's keep going. I got 5 more miles to go at least. So one thing I'm trying to do on this trip is pace myself, take my time. A lot of these trips, even like the last one I took with Cleve, you get hiking, you get in this rhythm, you just start moving. Before you know it, you're 10 miles in or whatever, and you're a few miles in, you're finishing up all these loops, and you're kind of looking to add stuff on because you kind of went too fast. Because it's kind of like this race almost. You kind of get into like race mode. You forget that. What else are you out here to do? camping here. Doesn't seem too suspicious. So sus, as the kids would say now, with the game they play. Everything's sus. There's a spot. I think I'm going to stop here and eat lunch. Trimmed all my food down to this one bag. It's 3 days. Well, sort of 3 days, 2 nights. So, it's a few pounds. What was the heaviest thing I packed though? I'm gonna have a little barbecue. I'm gonna go buffalo chicken. A little buffalo chicken wrap here. Hook it up. Yep, keeping it simple. It's a nice campsite right next to the creek or river, whatever this is now. This is it's a little under 5 miles in to get to this spot. A little over 1,000, about 1,100 feet of elevation. Apparently this bridge is out up here crossing this river, so they got a detour going that way. But I just ran into a couple other hikers a little bit back. We chatted for a minute, and they told me don't take the detour because then you have to backtrack around to see the falls. And the bridge actually, where we're saying it's out, you can actually still just walk across. I see this bridge is damaged here. I guess there's another bridge somewhere else. Just so you can just walk across the water there. So I'm gonna go with what they say, because they say you get a better view at the falls. You don't have to backtrack. So go that route. Alright, so I found the bridge that's out. This bad boy right here. Cool. Rock crop is here. Yeah. A cool area. But yeah, we can get down. We're gonna cross right down there. My guess would be at some point this big tree here fell and smashed through there. Took the bridge out. Some cool rock features here. So we are a little over 5 miles, 1,200 feet of elevation. It is 1:38. So still taking my time. We're still making a really good time. I think I'll push through this campsite, first campsite that you're supposed to stop at on this your first day of this particular hike I'm doing. I'm gonna push through to the next campsite. I'll probably cross over into North Carolina and probably stay up on that side tonight. So add a couple miles. I'll probably end up doing 10 miles a day. Be a good stopping point. That'll knock off 3 miles from the final day. I'm not sure if it's going to be tomorrow. The final day, there is a section with some, looks like some pretty crazy elevation. If I can knock out more miles on an easy day like today, it gives me a little more time. If I have a crazy day where I'm going all uphill, Heartbreak Hill section or something like that it's called. So we'll see when we get to how bad that one is. It's supposed to be a waterfall up here. We'll see. Apparently some crazy woodworker carried a bench out here. In the middle of nowhere. I mean, it's not even overlooking anything. Creepy bench in the woods. I think this will be the title of the video. Erosion control area, please stay off. Alright, I will. You know what? I bet you that bench was down here. And they didn't want people sitting down here. So they moved it up there. I'll say, it's pretty nice. Definitely not disappointing. Man, it's on a hot summer day. I don't know about that erosion zone. I'd be going down in there taking a dip. That was refreshing. But it's not that hot out today. It's actually pretty cool out, so we'll skip the refreshments. So we got our next big campsite. This one is 5.4 miles in. This is the Virginia Hawkins campsite. I think Dawkins Flat. So I'm supposed to stop for the day today. Another 2 miles. But we shall see. I've been trying something new for knees. And at home, you know, I go jog and run, try to keep myself in hiking shape. I've been really practicing my downhill because of my knees. And honestly, jogging the downhill sections is so much easier on my knees because you get your momentum going, you keep your legs bent easier versus trying to just take one step at a time. Obviously, there's the danger of getting too much momentum and falling on your face. It's not too crazy steep. There's good footing. I can cruise down this downhill section. It's pretty easy. Alright, I gotta figure out where to go. It's like, I can go any way I want. I think it's that way, because there's a bridge. Something I did pick up on Amazon, this cool little pocket guide. It's really cool. Tells you, it's got different maps for all the different areas. Tells you a little stuff about it. It divides it up into different types of hikes. So if you just want to do a day hike, it shows you kind of the best sections of the Foothills Trail to do that. If you want to do the whole thing, it tells you all the waters, spots, camping spots are. It told me it has this trip, the hike I'm doing, the 3-day Crown Jewel section. So I used it to pretty much plan out the hike. It also serves as my paper map. So it's a guide, a paper map, and gives me some extra information. So it's a pretty cool little thing. And I think they've got little pocket guides just for different trails. So I'll start picking these up for different things. Let's see where I'm at right now. I'm wooden bench, trail descends steep to Hawkins Falls, and very small campsite. That wasn't a very small campsite. It was a very big campsite. It says, he actually mentions a wooden bench in here. So yeah, it says we're going to be going down this dirt road until we get to an iron gate. Ooh, it's going to be a 75-foot suspension bridge at the end of this. This should be cool. I used to be able to drive up there at some point. On a dark desert highway, cool wind in my hair. Warm smell of... Is it colitis? What is colitis? Up in the air, up ahead in the distance, I saw a shimmering light. It was the sun. I could come up with like a whole bunch of songs. Just walking down an old road. On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. Ooh, we got a river up here. Looks like my feet are gonna get wet again. Cause there ain't no rocks across this little river here. My wife laughs at me. That's why you gotta have convertible pants. Struggle's real. We can convert over to lake cross mode here. The river cross mode. Alright. Cross this thing. I'm in the trail runners. So this is gonna get wet, dry out. That's why you wear trail runners. Look at that water squishing out of them. Look at that. Yeah. That's that watershed technology. I don't know if that's a thing. It should be. It'll be dry in like 10 minutes. So I got a bridge, but I don't look too safe. So we going through the water. Boom, boom, boom. It's how you do it with trail runners, baby. Stuff through it. Squish it out. How cool is this thing? Right? Ooh, it's bouncy. It's bouncy. Alright, so I'm past my day one spot. This is a campsite or somewhere over there. That's where you're supposed to stop on day one of this hike, but it's only 2:30. Feeling pretty good. I'm gonna keep going. We're at 7.2 miles, 1,200 feet of elevation. I did the first 5 miles really slow. Last 2 miles I kind of picked up the pace. So I'm gonna keep pushing through. Don't get hit by a tree. We'll make it a 10-mile day at least. Alright, so you can actually drive all the way back to this part, because I drove during hunting season. Just last Saturday, I drove up through here. So I drove across this. I did a water crossing here, and I came up and I went up this road here, and it took me all the way back out of a big giant loop. You can't go down the road I just came, but you can come around here and go back out only during hunt season, which closes on the 10th of May, so only a few more days. So my guess is I'm going across this suspension bridge and to the left, and that's going to keep me back down towards Lake Takasi. So this is the Dawkins Flat campsite. Virginia Hawkins was 2.1 miles back, so I don't know what this little one over there was. Laurel Fork Falls. This is a nice spot. This is a really nice spot. Very flat. And you're right on. Oh, you got a waterfall and a creek. Oh, dude. This is freaking awesome. Look at this. It's tempting to stop hiking and just camp here for the night just because this is such an awesome sight. Wow. And it's so flat. You never see any sights this flat. And you got a waterfall. I was gonna bring my fishing gear too. I got an ultralight fishing gear set up. I said, you know what, focusing on hiking, I'm not gonna do any fishing because I'm just gonna hike all day and I'll never even use it. So I've taken it out before and I never end up using it. If I had it with me, I would stop here, set up camp, and just fish for the rest of the day right here. And that's Dawkins Flat. I'll mark that one, baby. It's a nice one. Alright, so decision time. Laurel Fork Falls campsite, right here. It's a little after 3 o'clock. Already done about 8.5 miles. It's a little over 4 miles to the next campsite. It's been over 12 miles for the day. I think I'm gonna push through that campsite. That campsite's right before the hardest part of the whole trail, which means I can wake up tomorrow, start off and get that hardest part out of the way. Get smooth sailing from there. So we're gonna hoof it another 4 miles here. Gonna have to. You know, I said I was gonna take the time on this one. Pick up the pace a little bit. Wow. Check that out. Apparently there's several people that have died here. They get too close to fall. They fall right there. I'm not gonna be one of those people. That's a impressive waterfall. I haven't seen one that impressive in a while. All right, so we're about to hit mile 12. Done a little over 2,000 feet of elevation. It's not too bad. Legs are fine. Only thing really wanting to stop right now is the feet. Feet start hurting. Today started off really good, and then kind of ended with a couple suck factors. Man, I was out of last 24 hours. I've lost my AirPods, and I lost my GoPro today out on the trail. That really stinks. So like all the footage I did today, the battery ran dead. I don't know, 2 miles, somewhere between the last 4 miles. Last time I used it was at the last campsite, which was over 4 miles away. So somewhere between here and there, it came off my pack, because I'm always putting it on and off, on and off, on and off. And then the battery went dead, so I didn't check it or wasn't using it at all for that last part of the hike. And I got to camp to grab it to recharge it, and it was gone. And so then I grabbed my shoes. I had just finished like a 13-mile hike, so my legs and feet are killing me. So I put my shoes back on, dropped my pack, set up my tent, and started hiking back up the trail to try to find it. I ended up doing another 2 miles just looking for the GoPro, and I couldn't find it. And by then my legs were killing me, and I needed to eat. And so then I huffed it back to the camp here. And then I go to cook myself my nice chicken Alfredo dinner tonight, and forgot my stove. Striking out. No biggie. I wasn't even planning on doing a fire. I got the whole campsite to myself, so I guess that's a plus. So I got a fire going. Just get my water boiling on there. At least I got my pot, so I can at least boil water. So a couple things striking out. Only things I can hope for is that someone else hiking through here finds it, leaves it at the trailhead. Highly doubtful. The other option is to get up in the morning and hike back out of here, back out the way I came to the truck. 12, 13 miles, which basically means I'm just calling the trip off because of the GoPro, and so I can go back and hopefully find it somewhere on the trail. That doesn't sound, it's not reasonable. It's just a camera. I'm trying to kill myself. It's just a camera. I've got 2 other cameras. I got at least my phone, I actually brought my iPad on this trip. That'll trigger some people. I'm carrying an iPad out here. So I got 2 other cameras. It's just, GoPro's expensive. I haven't had that thing that long. So that's $300. Sucks. Not gonna let it get me down. We crushed some miles today, so I'm proud of that. Did crush some miles today. It's the longest hike I've done in one day. So then tomorrow we got the hardest part of this hike, the heartbreak section or whatever it's called. So I hiked all the way to this point, which is right before that part. So I'm gonna get up in the morning with a fresh set of legs and crush that hard part. So go cook some chicken Alfredo and rest these legs I'm on.